Let's talk about a little bit of history of the dance, and then we go specific to styles. They are very linked. It's very important to understand the whole concept. Now, dance comes before verbalization. It means communication comes before verbalization. Dance is a way of communicating. Now you can see, for example, children or a young child, and for quite a while they come to you and say, like that anxiety, they have something to say, but they cannot say because they don't have enough vocabulary. But the feeling of communicate come much before. Then this is part of history. Then the human being used to use dance to translate what was happening. Then dance was a very strong force in wars, and dance using as to celebrate life, and dance using when someone died, people would dance different ritual dancing, and people used to dance after harvesting, before harvesting, to rain, to stop raining, and you name it. And dance is really essential part of life, and comes much before communication. Then, it's more like a way of meditation as well. And you see a lot of religions, some religions that people go into dance and go dancing, they go into trance by dancing to communicate with other spirits. It means is extremely meaningful for people's life for millions of years. After hunting, the person didn't have enough vocabulary to say how they're hunting, what they're hunting, and what's happened, which weapon they use. Then you can see the dance of the animals is quite common. You know, if you can see in Australia, you can see when you see the indigenous Australia, they have the dance of the kangaroo, the dance of the emu or the snake, and you name it, in everywhere in the world, and how they hunt it, that movement that they hunted, and something that has rhythm and is used in a context, represent they were hunting, what they are hunting, which tool they were using to hunting, and they were throwing the boomerang, or they have speared, or how they were fishing. And you go to Brazil, it's still nowadays something very beautiful to watch very early in the morning at some beach in northeast Brazil, what they call puxada da rede. Puxada da rede is means bring off the net. They go during the night and throw the net very far away, and then in the early in the morning they pull that net. And many times it's done, I had the opportunity to see it, it's done with live percussion and it creates the rhythm. Can you imagine if you have like 40, 50 people pulling that net in one side, that they do in different rhythm? It doesn't work, yeah? Then the rhythm of pull the net and go forward and pull the net, that rhythm is translate nighttime celebrating into some dance movement. And we have a dance, there's a puxada da rede xarel, and they have this beautiful dance, puxada da rede. They have this with harvesting and with a lot of big sieves, I think sieves, and they used to throw the food away in the beans, and that movement, that circular movement, that is it translated to dance. Now remember we talk about salsa, the offering thing, and the Brazilian dance, and candomblé, and that idea. Then that is a very important link to everything. For me, dance is expression of freedom. You cannot imagine someone that's depressed and is going to jump up and dance. Yeah? Then it means when you feel free is when you can dance. Some people say, oh, I need to have some drinks to dance. Why? You try to justify that, oh, now I have some drinks, now I can dance. If I do something silly, oh, I was drunk. Then it's quite sad when people need to drink to give themselves permission to do something. Then that feeling of freedom that makes people dancing. Now, there is a very strong belief, and it's proved, that a gesture brings a feeling, the same way that a feeling has a gesture attached to that. The same thing, if you do, for example, this gesture here, if you do that long enough, besides warm your hand, it will create some good energy to your body. Now, that's happened sometimes. You are really tired, you don't want to go dancing, like, oh, I'm going to pop in there. And then you dance a little bit and you are 1,000 power. If you don't know how to manage that energy, you can feel really, really bad, because you spend too much energy when you need to recoup a little bit. But movement has its power, and dance is an amazing way of doing that.